I wanted a call every day.
It doesn't matter, Buffy. It doesn't make it okay that you didn't. What is this?
Oh no. Oh, great.
What is this? She was running away again.
No, I
Willow,
wasn't.
you can't say that. Okay, this can't be real. All right, real quick, before we get into this episode, if you have not seen episode 1, I kind of explained this. Everything's all mixed up, but just know this is episode 2. But when I was watching it, I thought this was the pilot episode. So forgive my confusion. I hope that didn't ruin the whole reaction. But just to let you know what's going on, this is episode 2. But when I was watching it, filming this reaction, I thought I was watching episode 1. If you want to see more detailed explanation, it's over on my episode 1, my actual episode 1 reaction. Welcome back, super friends and super family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today, I'm reacting to episode 1 of season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, season 2 ended in a phenomenal way. That last 2-part episode was some of the best, if not the best, Buffy so far. And we've had some great episodes, all throughout season 2. Very, very strong season. I might, depending on when you're watching this, I might have done a live stream discussing the season as a whole, post all the replays on Patreon, but lots of great things to love about season 2. Just, I don't mean this to belittle. I don't say this to belittle season 1, but season 2 to me was hands down much stronger in pretty much every storytelling way. But I was very, very happy with the arc and the conclusion of kind of the Buffy Angel romance. And I'm so lucky that I'm very, very happy that I managed to get to the end of season 2 without having anything major spoiled for me. So as always, thank you to everyone for your restraint in the comments. Going into season 3, I'm very, very excited. We really left off. The season 2 ending was very appropriate because it, in a way, kind of tied up that Angelus Buffy storyline, but at the same time, it also left a lot of open threads. The one that I'm actually most interested in, I don't think it's the obvious one, but the one, well, maybe it's obvious for people who know me, but for me, the most intriguing one is the mayor. I really want to see how that ties into maybe I just feel like it could possibly open the door to a political side of Buffy and some scheming and manipulating and power plays that can make for some great television. And of course, because Snyder is kind of the connection to the mayor, of course I'm biased. I wanted any excuse to have more screen time for Snyder and also to kind of weave him naturally into the meaningful elements of the plot. I'm all down for that. But heck, I mean, we have Buffy expelled. I don't see Snyder as the type of principal who could easily walk back an expulsion. At the same time, though, just knowing how TV shows work and sets and things like that, I find it very unlikely that Buffy won't find her way back, at least to Sunnydale, if not back in high school. But I don't know. I would be interested, like, what might cause Buffy to go back and how she could be accepted. I mean, one of the great episodes in season 2 was the premiere episode, When She Was Bad, and what was so wonderful about that is it dealt really with the consequences and the cost and the weight of the first season, essentially. So I really hope we see something similar. I mean, I can't imagine. I would bet the hardest thing that Buffy ever did was casting Angelus back into hell, saying no to her true love. And honestly, not even Angelus. It was Angel. Angel came back due to the curse, due to Willow, undoing everything. Unfortunately, the timing and how that all worked out, it was tragic. But I don't think anything had more of an emotional cost on Buffy than that. At least personally, that's how I see it. So moving forward now, how does Buffy continue? What is the cost? What emotional scars does she have left on her soul? And how is that going to affect not only her, but all of her friends moving forward? Like I mentioned when I talked about in the season finale review, I was very disappointed that Xander withheld the information, that he didn't tell Buffy that Willow was in the... I mean, that felt like a betrayal of trust. And it's so hard to see because Xander is really the character who I think actually more than anyone else steps up during season finales, or honestly a lot of times when Buffy is in bad shape. Xander, he shows this heroic side to him that is not always apparent based off, kind of his obvious flaws. I feel like he's someone who wears his flaws on the surface. They're very apparent, but then he has these virtues, this courage, this strength underneath that is very hidden, and unless you know him well, you might not expect that of him. But I am usually very, very pleasantly surprised. And there were parts of what Xander did. Part of what makes it so painful is that Xander did show some of his signature courage under that pressure situation, but then just to not tell Buffy, that seems like a pretty serious betrayal. But I don't know, moving forward, it'll be very interesting to see whether there's going to be some distance between Buffy and her friends due to just the cost of her job like usual, or due to maybe some trust, maybe some reveals, and that, I don't know, that could complicate things. But heck, I don't know. As far as speculations for this episode, I would love to kind of follow Buffy in a different location. I do think that would be interesting. So if we got to see Buffy, as a wandering lost soul, kind of exploring her place in the world, trying to find herself again, that could be very interesting. But yeah. Let's. I've talked more than enough before this episode. Let's just get into it. As always, if you want to see the full unedited reaction to this, it's up on Patreon. If you want to see my reaction to episode 2 of season 3, it's going to be out right now for early access. Thank you to everyone for supporting. Let's just get into it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 3, episode 1. Man, it feels cool to say season 3. It's just, wow, we're on season 3 already. This is insane. Let's do this. Oh, this is Buffy as she was packing up to leave, right? We're doing a little flashback.
It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened.
Oh, I forgot Joyce. Everything about Joyce. Man, there were so many big things that happened in those last 2 episodes of season 2. It's impossible to discuss everything.
Mom. Oh, Buffy.
Wait, hold on. Is this a flashback? We didn't see this. And just smashed a hole in the wall.
I guess I just got used to all the quiet while you were gone.
Oh,
Wait. It's no problem.
What? What is happening? There's no way she's back. This is a dream sequence.
Mom, it wants the room to suffer.
You have no appreciation of primitive art.
I mean, if I was Buffy, after all the things I'd seen, I wouldn't appreciate it either.
I just want to put this whole thing behind us, get back to normal. You go. Have a good time.
Am I paranoid for thinking this is a dream sequence? Is this like one of my Hill House theories? I just think I don't see Buffy just going back like this, and I don't see Joyce like adjusting so naturally. I just don't buy it, okay? I'm still saying it's a nightmare sequence of some kind. We're gonna have an Inception reveal. What? Xander the Vampire Slayer?
You shouldn't sneak up on people like that. Jeez, Buff.
I am so confused with what is happening this episode. I mean, that's Buffy. Nothing is more Buffy than that Buffy kick. Oh, we got the whole squad. We're getting everybody.
Hey, Buffy.
Don't you throw Cordelia. Yeah, Buffy just makes it look easy. They're the assistant team, but she's on the varsity, man. A picture of reunion. Okay, well, this is definitely, I mean, it was a pretty long amount of time, so I don't think it's a dream sequence, actually. Oh, we got some updated credits here. I don't know, this is not what I expected at all. I did not think Buffy would be back this fast. I definitely didn't think she'd be back, like, hanging out with the gang this quickly, so I wonder if there's going to be some growth necessary for her to acclimate, or if it's going to be a smooth transition, and we're going to pick up where we were. Oh, we got rid of the iconic Buffy shot. I kind of missed that one in the blue light, not gonna lie.
What if he's mad?
Mad?
Buffy, you getting nervous to see Giles?
And your friends and your mom and made him lay awake every night worrying about you? Maybe we should wait out here.
He's not gonna be mad. He's gonna be happy to see her.
Check it out. The watch is back on the clock. Maybe becoming a looker or a seer.
Thank you, Xander.
Sometimes Giles does not appreciate Xander's jokes.
How did you find her?
Well, I pretty much remembered the address.
I mean,
Oh, you know, same old.
Hardly.
Okay, I lied. Old box.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
What are you thinking, Giles?
perhaps Buffy could use a little time to adjust before we grill her on her summer activities.
What he said.
I wonder if Giles wants to talk to her in private. I wonder if that's why he said that.
You guys seem down with the slayage. All tricked out with your walkies and everything.
Yeah, but the efforts suck. This whole rainbow thing is so over.
Come on, Cordelia. You can work on getting the team better clothes. Work on the fashion for the squad.
I think I just want to get back to my normal routine. You know, school, slaying.
Giles is like, things are not going to be normal.
You know you'll have to talk to Principal Snyder before.
On it.
I'm looking forward to that discussion.
Mom's making an appointment with his ugliness. I know she can break him.
Really? Who can break Snyder?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances.
But you can't keep her out of school. You don't have the right.
He expelled her.
The right, but also a nearly physical sensation of pleasure at the thought of keeping her out of school. And while she may live up to the not a murderer requirement for enrollment, she is a troublemaker, destructive to school property and the occasional student.
And the occasional student.
So cavalier about a young girl's entire future.
I'm quite sure that a girl with the talents and abilities of Buffy will land on her feet.
Ooh, a little passive aggressive from Snyder.
Noticed as I came in this morning that Hot Dog on a Stick is hiring.
Okay, that's savage. That's savage. Nothing wrong with working a hot dog on a stick.
If I have to, I'll go all the way to the mayor.
He seems pretty tight with the mayor, though. I want to see Joyce go all House of Cards and try to figure out a way, though, to get Buffy accepted.
What about homeschooling? You know, it's not just for scary religious people anymore.
We'll work something out.
I'm surprised, like, how well Joyce is adjusting to the reality of Buffy being a Slayer. Like, are they going to at least have another discussion about it? Willow better show up.
Oh, my word. Oh, you must be Buffy.
Who is that? Have we seen this person?
I sort of took it upon myself to look after her while you were, you know, off and away or what have you.
Can we trust this woman?
Willow just called.
Where was she?
She got held up, but she said she tried to call.
Is this important? What happened to Willow?
Willow and Mr. Giles and everybody over for dinner tomorrow night. Don't you think that would be nice? Since I sort of already did, I was hoping for a yes.
Oops. Buffy does not look like she's looking forward to that at all.
They're normal plate people.
We never have guests for dinner. Indulge your mother.
Come on. I mean, if that's all she has to say after she just found out about the existence of vampires and the fact that you're a superhero who hunts the undead, like, that's not too bad. You have to go get some plates. It's like she's having nostalgia for her old friends. Not that they're out of her life, but their old friendships don't feel exactly the same. Jeez. Library lady, book club lady, that lady, she's behind it.
How about, goodbye, stray cat who lost its way. We hope you find it.
That's good. Where was Buffy? I have so many questions. Of course there's something evil with that thing. Hold on, we're gonna get a cat zombie? There's something with Buffy that's just off, and I can't tell if it's just residual, like, trauma from everything she went through in season 2, or if there's something I'm missing that's off.
Am I dreaming?
Probably the wrong person to ask.
I'm afraid.
I'm confused.
At least he seems more reasonable than that nasty little hard bigoted rodent man.
Don't badmouth Snyder like that.
Couldn't you just tell a few people, like Principal Snyder, maybe the police? I mean, I would think they would be happy to have a superhero.
Okay, Joyce, don't be naive. It's not going to be as simple as that.
My father's no different than any other powerful man, like a senator or a president.
You know how naive you sound.
Why?
Senators and presidents don't have men killed.
Who's being naive, Kay?
Lord, what a stench.
That poor cat.
Exact origin. That's, striking.
It's a red flag. Come on, Giles.
Wonderful dealer who specializes in ancient artifacts. I don't know.
You know, I love art talk as much as the next very dull person, but we have work to do, Giles.
Oh, come on, Buffy.
Actually, she can't. You're not allowed on school property.
Oh, shoot.
I'm trying to find out how and why it rose from the grave. It's not as if I'm going to take it home and offer it a saucer of warm milk.
Well, you could do that afterwards.
What about Buffy's welcome home dinner tonight? I told your mom we'd help out. Bring stuff.
Willow, where were you when you're supposed to go out with her?
So, Buffy, did you meet any nice pimps on your travels? And, oh, by the by, thanks for ruining our lives for the past 3 months.
Xander. Don't have Xander start the conversation, that's for sure.
Maybe something a little more intimate. I mean, Buffy has just got home.
All the more reason to make her feel welcome. And a big party says, welcome, Buffy.
I don't know if Buffy wants a big party. I think Giles is right.
Can get back to normal.
Well, it's right there. Tell me he looked down. Was he distracted and missed the page with the relevant information? Oh.
Hey, there you are. Not thinking about any.
If this lady turns out to be good, I will be so surprised. She has evil written all over her.
Let's party. I bet you like empanadas.
Don't eat them. She'd be a good partner for Ted. You guys remember Ted? She'd be a good fit.
Hey, Buffy. So where do you want the band to set up?
The band?
See, that's what I'm saying. Giles was right. This is a little bit much for Buffy's, first get-together when she's back.
This is large.
Yep.
I was sort of hoping we could just hang together, the gang.
Come on, it's not that loud, Willow. What is wrong with Willow? Willow seems a little bit off, too. I don't know. I feel like she's so normally sensitive to people's emotions and how they're feeling, but now she doesn't seem that way. Maybe she's just distracted by Oz.
You seem to be avoiding me in the one-on-one sense.
What? This isn't avoiding. See, here you are, here I am.
Willow, this is denial.
Because we're all glad you're back. Okay.
Yeah, Buffy is right to sense that something is off.
What are you doing?
I was just taking a break from all this wacky fun.
Some kind of party, huh? Guess a lot of people are glad to have you back.
Okay, I'm calling it right now. Her friends are not her friends. They are either body snatcher, some apparition version of them, or something.
You bet, Nighthawk.
Nighthawk. Something is off. I'm telling you, something is totally wrong with them.
What's the deal with this party anyway? This party? Heard it was for some chick that just got out of rehab.
That's how rumors get started. Don't trust her, Joyce. Come on.
While Buffy was gone, all I could think about was getting her home. I just knew that if I could put my arms around her and tell her how much I loved her, everything would be okay.
It's not as easy as that.
I thought it was going to make it all better, but in some ways, it's almost worse.
That can't be Joyce actually saying that. This has to be some type of sophisticated psychological attack or vision. That is a lot of undead people.
Oh, Lord.
This is not good. Giles is concerned. This is not good. If only he hadn't been distracted by them earlier and had just been reading peacefully in the library, he would have seen this a long time ago. Don't think anyone's picking up.
Party Villa, can I rock you?
Oh, he's gonna be useless.
Buffy! Hey, I need to talk to a buddy.
Oh my gosh.
You got the wrong cost, Mr. Belvedere.
Hello?
Just rush over there, Giles. Just rush over there as fast as possible. You're not gonna get through to anybody. Don't trust this Willow.
Why are you attacking me? I'm trying.
Wow, and it looks so much like giving up. We were doing the best we could. It's not like we had a lot of choice in the matter.
Sorry that I had to leave. But you don't know what I was going through.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't.
I know you're going through stuff. So am I.
I know that you were worried about me, but
No, I don't just mean that. I'm having serious dating with a werewolf. And I'm studying witchcraft and killing vampires. And I didn't have anyone to talk to.
I mean, I can understand that.
Do you like my mask? Isn't it pretty? It raises the dead.
That's gotta be a vampire, right? That has to be a vampire. There's no way it's just someone who walked out into the road like that.
Are you alright?
Giles, don't fall for this. It's gonna be a trap. This is how he's gonna get you. Oh no, it's not a vampire. It's one of the undead people, huh? Yeah. Dang, this thing is like expanding its business so quickly.
I wanted a call every day.
It doesn't matter, Buffy. It doesn't make it okay that you didn't.
What is this?
Oh no. Oh great. Oh great.
Buffy, what is this?
She was running away again.
No, I
Willow, you can't say that. Okay, this can't be real. This can't be what's going on.
If you think you can just take off anytime you feel
Stop it, please. I don't know.
Don't you leave this house, young lady. You know what? That's it. You and I are gonna have a talk.
Mom, please.
You know what?
Oh my goodness. Now in front of everybody?
Do you have any idea what it's been like?
Mom, this isn't the
You
time.
can't imagine months of not knowing.
This is not the way to do this. This is not the way to have this conversation.
You're the one who said I should go. You said if I leave this house, don't
That's
come
true.
back.
That is true.
You just dumped this thing on me and you expected me to get it. Well, guess what? Mom's not perfect, okay? I handled it badly.
At least she's admitting that.
I didn't do this to punish you.
Well, you did. You should have seen what you put her through.
Great.
I can't believe everyone is like ganging up on Buffy and like blaming her.
Taking off like you did was incredibly selfish and stupid.
Okay, I screwed up. I know this. You have no idea what happened to me or what I was feeling. I just had to deal with this on my own.
Yeah, and you see how well that one worked out.
Everyone is being so confrontational.
Like riding a bloody bicycle.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm sorry that your honey was a demon, but most girls don't hop a greyhound over boy troubles.
Time out, Sandy.
It is to like categorize what she did as that is insane.
And then he turns into Mr. Killing Spree, which is pretty much my fault.
Cordy, get out of my shoes.
I'm just trying to help, Buffy.
I think Cordy was actually trying to help.
You stop acting like an idiot. I'll stop annoying you.
No, let him go, Oz. Talking about it isn't helping. We might as well try some violence.
What are we... Jeez, I mean, that guy was obnoxious. He doesn't deserve that. Okay, good. Way to help out, Joyce.
These vampires? I don't think so.
It's gonna be tough to explain. Watch, it's gonna be as simple as just like breaking that little mask and then it's gonna, all of them are gonna go back. Jeez. At the very least, their house is gonna need some serious repairs, even if they find a way to undo all this craziness.
Oh God, the cat! She's dead!
She's actually dead? Okay, well that's the dead giveaway that that mask is dangerous. It is definitely not safe, you guys. It is definitely not.
Cordelia beats me.
How do we know it's really you and not Zombie Giles?
Come on.
Cordelia, do stop being tiresome.
That's him.
If one of them puts it on, they become the demon incarnate.
Oh, that's what the book lady's gonna try to do. Someone grab her. Joyce, come on. She was your bad friend. Oh, just, she got it that easily?
Generally speaking, when scary things get scared, not good.
Yes, yes. Beginner's Guide to Slayer Lore. Shh. Let's go, Joyce. She is getting in the physical combat.
Hey, Pat. Major luck.
And just like that.
So, is this a typical day at the office?
Kind of.
Nice moves.
You too.
It's almost like they're closer to each other, like during the craziness, during the danger, than under normal circumstances.
I'd like to have a word with you.
If that word is Buffy, then I have two words for you. good and riddance.
Well, he gets straight to the point.
Can't keep her out of this school.
I think you'll find I can.
You had no grounds for expelling her.
I have grounds, I have precedent.
I think he does, actually.
Sorry. I'm not convinced.
Would you like me to convince you?
Jeez. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, that A shows like the Reaper side of Giles coming out, but B shows how much he does care about Buffy.
I understand you having to bail, and I can forgive that. I have to make allowances for what you're going through, and be a grown-up about it.
I mean, yeah.
Fine. Okay. I'm the bad. I can take my lumps. For a while.
Run away.
Will.
I'm sorry. Quitter. Bailer.
Harpy.
Delinquent.
Tramp.
Bad seed.
Witch.
Freak.
Okay, I really like that ending. Little insult fight. All right, so that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, episode 1 of season 3. And I mean, it wasn't a dream sequence. That was real life. That episode was completely not what I thought at all. I mean, I really thought at the very most we would see Buffy like returning at the end of the first episode, but I did not think at all that we would just start with kind of that time jump, and now we have Buffy already back, and a little difficult, not the smoothest transition back into her life. And there's some things where I'm a little bit confused, but there are some things that I think are right. I think that it can happen like that. If you leave your hometown, you leave your home, you leave your group of friends for a certain amount of time, you can have this illusion that you're going to come back and everything is the same. There's some expression that kind of captures this sentiment. I'm not thinking of what it is, but I know in literature somewhere I've read this. Something about leaving home and coming back and it never being the same. But I think whatever that is that I'm failing to pass along to everyone here, hopefully someone out there knows what I'm meaning to think of and can comment down below. But things change. Like even if you remember your home, your friends, everything as they were, but when you're gone, like I do like the line that Willow has where she's like, I have a life, things are happening. It's not just that you're concerned for our endangerment. We have our own lives, our own issues, our own personal growth, development challenges, like all of that is very true. I was really, really surprised though at some of the responses of Xander, Willow. Willow really surprised me. I guess I'll just go character by character. But Willow, I don't know. I understand a level of frustration for Buffy leaving, especially without communicating to her friends. But I think it would be fairly easy. Like, let me just say, let's reduce the supernatural extreme drama element of the show. If I just had a close friend who went through a serious breakup, or a more accurate comparison would be like someone they were deeply in love with died tragically. And if that person like went away for 3 months and I didn't hear back from them, and then they came back and were kind of like a little bit sheepish about just leaving and not communicating, I think I would be very forgiving and understanding towards them, especially with all the shared experiences that Willow and Xander, Cordelia, Joyce is a little bit more fresh for her, although she is older, so we can get to her as well. But I don't know, I was just very surprised that after, especially like Willow and Xander, like they've been along from the beginning with Buffy, they see the toll, they can understand, they know how much she loved Angel, they know the cost of that sacrifice. I guess if she had betrayed them in a severe way, I would understand some of the harshness of their reaction. I don't know. I guess the best way for me to kind of understand some of the frustration and anger that Xander and Willow have is because, like, Buffy, they had to kind of pick up the slack while she was gone. And that must have been a very daunting, stressful endeavor. Like, they're not the appointed slayer. It is her, by destiny, her duty to, fight off the demons. And they picked up the slack. So that must have been scary and stressful and new and when they're not even the chosen ones. You know, I could see why that some of that maybe negative emotion is then carried over to Buffy when she finally just shows up and she's acting like, oh, we're just going back like friends like normal, you know, nothing happened. She doesn't even seriously address it. So that's the best way I can understand it. I still feel, I don't know, I've never seen Willow behave in that way, you know, and we've seen it some extreme circumstances. We've seen the lives of Willow and Xander be in peril, be in danger. We've seen them be stressed. But I guess she just took it to heart, and it was hard. And then there was a moment where in the party, I forget what exact line, but I saw Xander's expression, and that's when I was going back to my theory that this was a dream sequence. Like, this is insane. Like, Xander, something about the way he was delivering the line, it didn't feel like he was being himself. There was almost like an emptiness behind his looks, and I don't know. But some of the things he was saying to Buffy in the party, man, people are just not holding back. And to do that right when Buffy comes back publicly and in a party, and that's also where I'm going to come back and come to Joyce. Like, I do expect Joyce to have a talk with Buffy. I do expect her to not just be cool with her daughter being the Slayer. Like, how do you process that? Do you ever, you know, is Joyce ever going to be okay with that? But you know, even after having a few shots, to go crazy on Buffy like that publicly in front of all her friends seems a little bit unreasonable to me. I don't know. I would love to hear people's thoughts. Like, is anyone else pretty much heavily on the side of Buffy in this episode? Maybe I need to rewatch it and kind of consider, but all things considered, I know that as an audience member, I got to see how much Buffy struggled, you know, having to kill Angel and then taking off on her own. But I don't know. I think her friends, like, they know what happened, even if they weren't there watching it go down, seeing the look on her face. I'm very, very curious what the heck Buffy was up to for all that time. You know, 3 months is a good amount of time. What was she doing? Was she just keeping down? Was she just, you know, in a hotel somewhere, like keeping a low profile? Was she... I don't know how she would have processed it. I guess that was kind of my question starting the season, how she would. I do see some parallels to when she was bad. And I guess similar to that episode, I was very surprised. But instead of Buffy's behavior from last season and all the consequences of that catching up to her, it was all the people around her. And just like that surprised Buffy, as an audience member, I was surprised. So I really like that choice. It's kind of a nice reference to the start of season 2, and it is something unexpected, which is always a bonus for me. But I don't know. It felt like the emotions being expressed, the anger, the frustrations from Xander, Willow, and Joyce felt very realistic to me, but it felt like they had all been carrying the One Ring around for a couple of weeks, you know? Like, it was them, but it felt like them if they were having the worst day of their life. Like, if we had followed Willow throughout that day and, like, Oz had broken up with her, or she had failed her first test, or, you know, embarrassed herself in front of her class, and then she had kind of snapped at Buffy the way that she did and said some of those things, that would make more sense to me. Maybe I'm giving too much of a free pass for Buffy, like leaving everybody for 3 months. That is a big deal, but I guess it's just... I guess I don't take for granted the fact that Buffy, a 16-year-old girl, faces life and death on a near constant basis and accepts this duty, this responsibility, this lone burden of protecting the Hellmouth as a young girl almost every day. So if after having to kill the love of her life to save the world, she then has to just disappear for 3 months, I kind of am totally okay with it. Like, I personally, as a fan of the show and an audience member, I really don't blame Buffy. Like, was it the smart choice? Like, of course not. Was it a mistake? Like, of course. Like, should she have stayed in touch to her friends? Should she apologize to them? Of course. But it's just what she's been through. Like, that behavior is so understandable to me that I'm actually more upset at the people in her life for not being more understanding. But let me know, am I alone in this opinion? Am I the only one who thinks this? I'm very curious, like, how this is going to affect things moving forward. It does look like Buffy's going to be back in school, which thanks to Giles. I was wondering what Joyce's strategy was going to be to convince Snyder, but Giles, he kind of, I'm still surprised. I'm still surprised that threat would be enough to get Snyder to take her back, but I think from kind of the expression they showed on his face at the end of the episode that we're meant to assume that she is going to be back in school. But good for Giles. Like, I guess I was happiest with his response to Buffy being back. And maybe as the adult, Joyce is an adult, but Willow and Xander, they're still young, so you can kind of understand maybe a less mature response. But the way he seemed happy to have her back. He had the right instinct, like not to have this crazy big party. And I think maybe more than anyone else, maybe he can understand some of the suffering that Buffy has to endure. But heck, what an unexpected, strong, bold start to season 3. I'm very excited to continue this season. Thank you to everyone for watching along. Like I said, if you want to watch the full unedited reaction to this episode and all the episodes of Buffy that I've reacted to so far, they're up on Patreon. Next week's reaction. Stick around on YouTube if you want to see that. If you can go check out right now on Patreon for early access. And thank you to everyone for watching along. Have a great rest of your day. As always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.